Sure. There's one... help me. Why is this happening? When did... What? I think we might be having a problem right now. We're in SoCal. It's not supposed to rain, dude. I'm going to attempt to re-enable the location services, and hopefully that helps fix something. It doesn't feel like it actually wants these location services to work because it keeps loading up and then basically saying it's failing, and that might be an issue because it can't be raining for this run. I don't know how to make it think I live somewhere else.
I mean, it's just downtown Santa Ana. Who thinks it could rain at like, I don't know, 6 in the morning?
I could say, I guess worst case scenario, I could run a different category that I theoretically could work around. It's just, if it's raining there, okay, I might need you to start the timer real soon, actually. And we can just go for it if it's not raining here.
Just say when.
I'm glad that this is all decided to happen just now, because it's been completely clear skies this whole time, and then the moment the run starts, it decides it wants to rain.
Oh my god. It seems like to rain a lot. You know, it's not raining outside.
Rain is bad. Run away, spider. Run away from the rain. I'm also glad that this has internet here, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going insane because we would need internet services for this to be working, and it looks like this computer is acting as if it doesn't have internet connection.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
Hello? Oh my goodness. Now it's gonna do this to me. Oh, what's today?
Today's the 26th.
March 26th.
2016. That's
March. My connection is not private. I don't know what that means.
Can you make sure you select the right time? Take year.
Yeah, that's his thing. Yeah. Let me get that window back open now. I'm glad that this runs off of Windows 10, by the way. This is objectively inferior for what I'm trying to do. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure like people don't like hearing this live.
Yeah, no problem. I'm sure it really helps them out.
That's a very nice schedule you have there.
It's a really nice schedule. I'm glad it's not behind it all or anything. Why is this not working? Because it's, 5 or 6 a.m., but...
I mean, we're just having a nice kind of fun discussion here. Oh, this game is so great with rain.
Yeah, friendly reminder, this game's actually really good, and it just decided to start raining and not check, I don't even...
I wonder where I think it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm genuinely confused because I literally wasn't having this issue with this same computer just earlier today. Well, I guess yesterday now, but... Huh. I could manually change weather every time and hopefully that will work. Hang on one second, let me check it to see if that works at all. I might be able to hobble together a fixed run right now. I'm sorry for all this right now. I don't know why the game's being a bug. It's working fine.
As far as it is a bug, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, just as planned. So that's fine. Change it to kind of hot. I feel a little bit like I'm melting, but I don't know. I should be fine for the rest of the day.
I love your slightly invisible cap.
Yeah, it's good. I made sure it was roughly the same color as the green screen.
What with green screen?
What green? Hello? I don't know what you're talking about. Did you say something? Okay, it looks like it might actually be working now. Unless I go back to January 13th.
I just love bugs.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to word that. Bugs are pretty good. Oh man, I think I'm falling over here. Hang on. Okay, I'm feeling better now. Oh man, what is going on in my mouth? I'm sorry. Feels weird. Okay, it looks like it might think it's not raining anymore. Which means I'm gonna try starting up a new game. If it's not raining, I'm going to like immediately need the timer to start up because I can't really control it. I start the timer mid cutscene from the very beginning.
One and I'll do it.
Sure. It should be, if it's not raining, it should be when I hatch from my egg. Yeah, the location services are just messed up. I'm glad that happened before my run.
So here in downtown San Francisco, it is a little bit foggy outside. No, not really. It's Santa Ana. Without the fog.
There we go. It should be fine. So time starts now. Perfect. I'm upset at the video game. Hang on. God damn it. No. I know you guys did a great cropping job, but I believe the game needs to be restarted right now. I'll try to put it back about where it was.
Move it to the left.
Left a little bit.
Move it to the left. 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 I'll leave it there. No, to the right. To the right. More. Stop. Down.
Down?
Down. Up. Just a pixel more. Perfect.
Sweet. We did it, boys.
Do you want me to reset the timer? Or
Yes, please.
All right, reset.
It's great that there's currently one bug for this run that one of the Roman numerals I need to unlock doesn't like to unlock, and it just happens to be literally the first thing that happens in the run. So, whoops, my bad. No problem. Restarting the game ought to make it work. If I start swearing randomly and the snowman looks really, really angry, you'll know something's wrong. I'm glad I can't look at
Wait, a snowman being angry?
Yeah.
I've never seen an angry snowman.
I'm trying desperately to make him look angry, but he won't stop smiling. Okay, we're gonna need time in right about literally now.
It's a go.
Hey! It now thinks it's January 2nd. That's gonna be a lot of this run in a nutshell. In case you don't know, the reason that it was an issue that it decided to start raining, even though it's not raining where we are, is because this game uses your real world time and location and your weather to influence the levels in the game. So if it's raining and it's late at night where you are, and the moon cycle, that's another important one. There's real world moon cycles in this game. If all of those are different for you, like if you play the game once and then you change it so all those are different, and then you go back and play the game again, like all the levels are going to be different. And that's kind of a problem because some levels are downright better than others. In particular, the clear nights, which is what, not raining and it's nighttime, are really, really good because hornets, gnats, ants, and fireflies like to come out to play during that time, and they're all really fast bugs to collect. In order to beat a level, you need to collect, either solve a mystery in it, not very many levels have that, or you need to collect half the bugs in it. I'm going to be collecting half the bugs in most levels. Also, I'm going to be finding a lot of secrets and clues and stuff like this. January 29th. Thank you. Music seems loud. The music better be loud. It's really good. Friendly reminder, this game has a dope soundtrack. Right there. And there's a few bugs like that inside the little thing that are actually guaranteed spawns there. I'm going to be going a lot for those just because they help get this like all out of the way really fast. Other than that, I'd have to be dealing with a little bit of randomness. Like the way that they're kind of fluttering around there is random, but at the same time, they're pretty much always going to fly back and forth, so it's never going to be that big of a problem. Perfect. Also, literally, like just a few days ago, some of the levels in this game were actually rerouted to be run during the daytime, and hopefully I'm going to be able to manage the date and time correctly this way, mid-run, to actually be able to set it up so I'll be doing the right levels in the right time and at the right month.
Wait, spiders can appear in the day?
Yeah, dude, I didn't think they could either. What happened to the music? Someone said the music was too loud. I think you guys killed it, even though I don't know how you could possibly have turned off the in-game music. I'm genuinely just confused now. I'm pretty sure someone is sabotaging Californithon at this rate. Get him. Why did the music die? I'm glad everything is going wrong. This game has really good music and it won't play. This game has cool like weather features and they're all messing up. Oh no.
Got time for a quick donation?
Sure.
Stonepack donated $2.23. He says, "Hope you slept well, Snowy. Watching that great spider stream while chilling with my baguette."
Oh man, that's how you know he's French. Okay, the music is
French
on.
hype?
So yeah, friendly reminder. I don't think we mentioned it during the Hotline run, but France loves Hotline, and I both love and am kind of disgusted by them at the same time because of that. Okay, right there. And now I'm kind of starting to get into the levels where they have multiple kinds of bugs, and some bugs need to be collected really differently than others. Hornets and ants, the reason that I want to collect them a lot, also houseflies, is because the way you collect them is you literally just like jump into them. And that's a very quick way to collect bugs versus having to actually make a weapon. We avoid these hotline sections, the top-down one, as much as possible just because the ants can go all over the place and your jumping is a lot more limited than it is in 2D parts, like solo side-scrolling parts. But yeah, ants, gnats, hornets, houseflies, and what are they called? Fireflies. Those are going to be very, very frequent in this run, just because they're so consistent. Mods are pretty consistent too. Okay. Whoop. It's possible to actually do a quote-unquote faster on this level, but it's nearly impossible, so I never even bother for it. Also, spiders can double jump, in case you couldn't tell. So the way that the spider can double jump is that... Oh, that was really beautiful. When you're in the... Now the music's... I don't even know what's wrong with this game right now. But whenever you're in the air, you can perform a second jump. However, you can only do that if the direction that you're going to be jumping in is for the arc you're currently taking within... I don't know exactly the number. I never data mined it, but it's like 15 or 20 degrees or something of the current like tangent to the arc that you're in at that exact moment, which can be exploited a little bit. I'm not going to really be doing it a whole lot in this area, but once I get to other areas like the barn or the top of the tower, you might see it more, where I'll do things where I'll like jump up, and then just as I'm like reaching the top of my arc, I'll jump up again to suddenly gain a lot more height. By the way, this is like a mystery puzzle game. I'm just going to solve this one real fast. Yeah, you don't need to worry about mysteries. I'm just gonna solve them all really quick. Get it, hit the button. I don't think this is how an actual organ works, but if anyone, kind of curious, if anyone does know, please tell me. Because I would love it if that's actually just big buttons on the inside. I'm assuming each key is just connected to a hammer that hits a big glowing button. Solving that mystery, I can just quit back out to the menu because the moment it quote unquote says like mystery solved, I have solved the mystery. Perfect. We are set up for Mansion North already. That was the Mansion South we just cleared out and solved the mystery in. There's a mystery in each area, and either beating all the levels and or solving the mysteries in an area will unlock new areas. So now we've unlocked the Mansion North. There we go. Get a few bugs. And I'm gonna have to get a few more bugs here. Excuse me. Reason being, this level, the Mansion North's mysteries are generally considered the worst, just because you have to go so far out of your way to actually finish them. Get in my web. Thanks. Those are grasshoppers and or crickets. The way they work is they kind of just walk left and right on the ground, then if you get near them, they jump up to a different platform. Change it to the 17th right then. Conveniently, there's always like some time between cutscenes that you can change it. Collect these ants as best I can. Boop. Boop. Excuse me. Okay, we don't need any more bugs now, sweet. And the reason the Mansion North is kind of the worst is because it's like a 3-pronged mystery to solve. First, you have to go in the hallway up to the ceiling light here. Then you have to go into the ceiling light. Then you have to look at these like cog gear things, these sprockets. And then you can leave. Also up here, this clock will change according to your real time. So infinity moon, I need to remember that. And that means once I get down to the gargoyle statues, I can input the code that I just got there, infinity moon. And then we can continue trying to solve this mystery. I'm glad that I'm losing a good amount of time every single time I get to a loading screen. Even though it has the location services disabled, it's still taking a very long time to look up weather. Which has me genuinely concerned, but it shouldn't be a big problem, since it's not raining, so who cares? Yeah, every time you see the game kind of take control away from me and it sort of starts zooming in on something to say like, oh, you found a clue or something like that. Ooh, here's gnats, by the way. Ah. Man. Every time the gnats are flying around in a little, like, sort of figure 8 pattern, there's always one spot at least where you can get all 5 of them. And man, it feels good to get all 5 of them. Also, if you saw that little, like, close thing, this game, I always play it in a window because I need to tab in and out to change, like, time all the time. Time and my date. So, yeah, there's a very real possibility that I might accidentally like right-click out on the top of the window and then close it. These are no mosquitoes. They're awful. I mean, I'm sure most people already knew that, but specifically for this run, mosquitoes are just awful bugs. They suck. Get in my web. Their gimmick is they fly away from you when you're near them, which is a shame because I'd really like to catch them, but they don't want to be near me. I just jumped through a candle, but I'm fine. Little known fact, bugs are fireproof. Sort of. Assuming it's not like a, heated jet. Nothing's really fireproof if you get it hot enough. Spiders are much the same. They're nigh invulnerable. Unless it's electricity as well. I'm assuming the spider I'm playing here is exactly the spider from you may have noticed up here, the top window by Spider here says that this game is technically called Spider 2. So I'm assuming this is a direct sequel to Spider, the PlayStation game that Caveman runs. And if that's the case, it would make total sense for electricity to kill my spider, because it's just frying his circuitry. Because clearly the spider's just made of metal. This is no ordinary spider. What kind of spider solves mysteries and fights crime? Metal spider, that's what. This fly, by the way, is hashtag eating a sandwich down here. Have to get him real fast. Shout out to CFB. Those flies I collected right there are actually some of the most annoying bugs to collect in the game, because they have... Oh, also you can press Z and zoom out and see the whole level. It's really cool. This game is fun, buy it. But yeah, usually I was saying something and just hit him. Okay, go. 1 second. I accidentally jumped into that a little bit too soon. There we go, we're fine. I was supposed to have the web set up before I jumped into there, but I accidentally jumped directly into the drawer, which is like a 1 in a million jump. So you can even see if I beef something like that, because they fly in such consistent patterns, it's really not a big deal, so long as I know where to set up my web to catch them. You really do need to learn mostly about the AI's different patterns. Another reason night is better than day is because day is full of butterflies, which kind of flutter around in place slowly, whereas night is full of moths, which kind of fly around in like little figure eights and stuff a lot faster than a butterfly ever moves. That's not the end of the world. I'm glad I messed up this level, because this is one of the most consistent levels. These guys. Also, every once in a while, it's not been really much of an issue up until now, but I'm going to start getting to levels pretty soon that are going to require me making things called strong webs. And all that is a web that is large enough. So whether I make it with like 5 or 6 sides, or whether I need to make it like... I can make it with 3. I think it's just if it has enough area in the web, it counts as being a strong web. I'm not entirely sure if every side needs like a minimum length or something. But basically, large open areas, so long as you make webs going along the outside of it, you ought to be able to make a strong web inside. And some bugs can only be caught via a strong web. That's going to become an issue in the top of the tower, definitely. Here's the gargoyles, they're spooky. Thank you, June Bug, for getting in my way. I love June Bugs, right? Actually, like in real life, because they're so cute. But holy crap, they're awful in this game. Hello? There we go. And yeah, oh, he's trying very hard though. It's the thought that counts. There we go. One of those hornets vanished. I think I accidentally collected it. So now that we've activated the gargoyle statue with the code we got from the light, we need to go back to the light, and the gears are now moving, and we're gonna have to do direct combat with our opponents, which is not something you would expect from this game. This game throws a few curveballs, but for the most part it's a cute game about a little bug solving mysteries and not fighting crime. Depends really how you define crime, because some of these bugs are literally caught red-handed because their hands are red. I'm assuming the end of a little like ant foot is called a hand. If not, it ought to be. So, oh, I love this cutscene, by the way. I don't know why, but until you solve the mystery, you have to see this cutscene every time, because apparently jumping from countertop to countertop is just too difficult for a spider to figure out. Make it sweet. The jumps are really finicky in the top-down section. You don't exactly have direct control over how far they go. Hello? We're in. And there is a bug here also that I actually found out how to avoid by just waiting. I need to wait at least one more time. And I don't know why, if you go through here too quickly, the bugs up ahead won't load properly. And if the bugs up ahead don't load properly, you can't beat this level. Ow. Yeah, it's like a gajillion ants in here. Okay, he works. The way red hornets work is they'll see you, get the little exclamation mark, and then charge at you. Ow. And then if they miss you... Okay, yeah, this last one's really the only one that matters. Perfect. But if they miss you, they'll get the question mark above their head for a bit, and then you can tackle them to grab them. However, if they don't have that question mark above their head because either they don't see you or they have like the exclamation mark like they're attacking you, then running into them will just hurt you. And if you move through that area too quickly, I don't know why, but the red hornets won't be able to see you. So the level cannot be completed. It's pretty epic, not gonna lie, fam. So it's January 17th right now. It's fine. Thankfully, changing weather, well, not changing weather, I mean changing time and date in this game is really consistent and easy, and you can just like straight up change it literally mid-level, and it will update in the menu, or you can change it in the menu and it will update mid-level. Oop. January 4th. So it works really nicely there. I don't know why, but for some reason, just weather doesn't feel like changing ever. I've tried finding, like, does it track your IP to find out where your weather is? Does it, like, excuse me, leave that alone. That's an example, a scorpion fly, there's an example of a bug that you need a strong web to collect. And you can crawl inside this hose and get to the different part of this level. As mentioned before, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it before, I am going to be attempting to avoid getting as many clues as I can because I already know how to solve every mystery. There's a few that you literally can't avoid to solve a mystery, but barring the, like, quite literally mandatory ones, there's nothing that actually says you have to collect every clue. I'm gonna tackle this guy. Get owned. That's another reason you don't actually want to do any runs of this. Mostly don't want to do runs during the day because they have a lot of honeybees instead of hornets, and honeybees are just terrible. It's basically a hornet that you have to tackle twice. Yeah, I'm not falling for that ruse. There's a clue on the right side of that room that's really big and easy to hit, and you just lose a few seconds every time you collect a clue, so there's no point. Excuse me. This guy, thankfully, I leave the web right in the middle there because the scorpion fly will always fly through the middle, so he can break my web, so I can just jump right through there rather than having to jump onto my web, crawl to the other side, and then keep jumping. January 4th. So yeah, I'm making sure that I go through every single level, solving as many mysteries as I can, and also I need to make sure that I'm going to find all the Roman numerals. And those are the last things I'm going to do in the grounds, and then I'm going to move on to... There's not a strict order exactly that you have to do these levels in. However, it's kind of... There is sort of a progression of difficulty in the levels, and I mostly ignore that simply because there's a lot of them over there. I might have wanted to go for some of those guys right there. Mostly, I avoid them because I prefer getting some of the harder levels out first. Unfortunately, the hardest level by far is the tower, and that does not open up until quite a bit later. Excuse me. So this is another example as to why night is objectively better than day. Vampires had it right all along. There we go, perfect. Yeah, it's because ants, gnats, and hornets are really, really, really good for a speedrun in this game. I'll take this time, I guess, to change it to January 19th. Because why not? What else am I going to be doing here? Normally, I would wait until I find a Roman numeral later in the barn to actually change this. So the graveyard is an interesting level. It actually should be done during the day, but unfortunately we're only here to unlock a Roman numeral. We don't even need to see it. The moment it starts zooming in on it, we've unlocked it. So now that we have that Roman numeral, we don't need to do anything else. There's multiple levels in the full life category that you don't get to see played. If you watch a New Game Plus All Levels run of this game, it will go through every single level, and it won't bother solving any mysteries though. So I mean, you either get all your mysteries solved, or you get all your levels played. You can't have both, kid. The barn, top of the tower, yeah, is now unlocked. However, the barn is a lot easier, so I'm tired, I guess. Fun fact, the hornet's nest, when you tackle into it, all the hornets like to jump out of it. And the hornets are actually, where's that fly at, dude? There you are, okay. Ooh. Don't want to awaken the fly, because they fly around and they become really annoying, because you can't just tackle a fly midair. They have to be like laying on something pretty much. However, once you tackle it, the hornets will come out a predetermined amount that's the same every time, and they will fly the exact same path every time. And if they fly off the map, which every path eventually does, some quicker than others, it just despawns them, but it counts as collecting them. Which means there on the left side of that level, I just hit the nest and then leave, and by the time I'm finished like collecting the rest of the bugs there, all of the hornets have already flown off. They've all despawned, so it counted as collecting them all while I was collecting other things. The ones on the right, though, I just spawn camp them and own them.
Hey, you got a second for a quick donation?
Sure.
Dr. Urenstein donated $5.
Oh, no.
Yo, Snowfats, can you tell your mods to ban headcrab, please?
Oh, yeah.
Really help me out right now.
When are we getting the ban headcrab incentive going, dude? Just absolutely hate that kid. Get rid of him. What? Okay. This copper plate over here is one big clue, but if I jump over it just right, perfect. Yeah, I don't touch it at all. I believe inside the barn comes next. So I'm going to try changing it to day right now. Because that level was rerouted like days ago, so that I actually need to run it during the day rather than at night. For a full life run, the only other level I'd be playing during the day would be the smoking room. Yeah, the hayloft, sweet. This level is pretty snazzy when it works right. The in-game timer doesn't truly reflect this level that well, because theoretically I should be saving about 10 seconds doing this level during the day. However, the in-game timer does not count loading times between levels, whereas like RTA would, and that actually is about 3 seconds per loading thing. So this setup is perfect to fall off the ledge there, and that should just knock me right down into the exit portal. The thing is though, even though that does make me go through 2 loading screens that effectively loses like 5 or 6 seconds, I can pretty easily get an in-game time which is about 10 seconds faster than what's possible for clear night. During clear night, that room is full of hornets, and you just hop around collecting them like crazy. And the fastest I've ever gotten that is like 30 seconds, whereas for the other strategy, I've gotten it in like 18. Hello? Okay, we're fine. A strong web to catch that cluster fly on the left. And then this level is on a lot of the levels in the barn really are on big cycles. And if you happen to fall off the barn here, you lose a little bit of web, which is also, it acts as your ammo for making these webs over here, but it also acts as your health. This is an example of a Roman numeral that I actually don't need to change the date for. I only need it to be, what's it called? Whoop. I only need to be near it to collect it, whether it's day or night, whatever, doesn't matter. Since you may have noticed the path I took there while on the windmill sail, why I waited so late, was because the path I took wasn't exactly following the lines, and that's because if you're on a moving object in this game, you do inherit some momentum. It doesn't feel like it's 100%, but I know for a fact it's not 0%. So it's something in there. So I'm really uncomfortable making that jump in particular, because if I die, I spawn all the way back at the top middle, and it's awful, and I hate it. I hate it. Inside the windmill is a cool level that the entire thing is on one giant cycle. However, we don't care about that because there's a mystery to solve in this level. So we're pretty much just going to run straight to the end and solve the mystery. We don't have to do any other levels in the barn after this. Ooh, ignore that. That is not part of the route here. Ah. I've never actually made it down there. I think it might be possible to make... Excuse me, get out of my way. It might be possible to get down there, like just right here before this clicks. I've yet to find a way to do that yet, though. So we're going to go down and not die. And this is a mystery. I'm supposed to use like the metal cog, like the weird pin thing up there, like the copper wheel to figure out the password for this. Alternatively, I can just know the password for this. Works pretty well too. Diddle-doo. And then I can just quit back out to the estate map because I have no more business in the barn. I think the smoking room is next, so I'm going to change the time. It turns night at 5 p.m. and it turns day at 7 a.m. So there's a pretty large window in here that I can just set it to, that I can toggle it between AM or PM, where it will change it between day or night. Oh yeah, smoking room. Let's see if I remember how to do this, because this one was literally done like milliseconds ago. Not actually milliseconds ago, but... Hello? It's popping. These idiots in here fly out. Get on his ear. Thank you. There's a small bit of that halberd. Hello? Excuse me? There's a small bit of that halberd. They flew all the way down. What jerks. There is a small bit of that halberd that is not actually pointed that you are able to make a web on. Get in my web. Thanks. There we go. Sweet. Don't even need those flies up there. The marsh flies. Takes an obscenely long loading time, which, by the way, these loading times are normally supposed to be, like, at worst, a second or two. I don't know why they're being so really, really long, and why it won't let me use location services. It's a mystery. I can wiggle my little twig arms.
Windows 10 is already a mystery itself.
Yeah. Pretty sure it's just a glitch. I don't know. Windows 10 itself is a glitch. Studies, it looks like there's like a murder mystery going on in here. It's actually just ink from over here spelled. Hee hee. This game's rated E for everyone. Make a strong web here to catch that, what's his name? Mr. Scorpion Fly. Ooh. This ought to be a strong web. Okay, good, we're fine. Out of silk, that won't be an issue because these guys are absolute idiots with jumping on anything I make. Bloop, 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 bloop. And with all the bugs I caught over here, bloop, bloop, and bloop, that's enough. Perfect. If you're not jamming out to these spider toots, by the way, you have actual serious problems, and I feel really sorry for you. Laboratory. The top of the tower, I guess not really top of the tower, just the tower in general is where things start to get really dangerous for a spider, and where a spider reasonably ought to not be climbing around. Because especially electricity, I think I mentioned it earlier. Why is he right in the middle of my web? Go away. But electricity in this game is actually just an instant kill. Like, it's not like you lose web or anything like that. You just downright die and have to restart the level. Ooh, I almost got crushed. There's a lot of moving parts in these levels that can easily... I died, rest in peace. The worst part about that is it spawns you back out here if you die at all. What a good game. The game is trash, don't play it. 0 out of 10. There we go. That's what I was supposed to do the first time. Man, it's a shame I got stepped on at the very last peg there, because it always puts you back out on the far left. So, yeah, okay, we should be fine. web we're very in. This one, we hit a bunch of switches to get a lot of machinery parts moving. And while those are moving, since we can't really do much, we just go along and collect other things. I'm not sure if this is how they wanted you to collect these bugs, but it's definitely the fastest way to do it, so. We make a web here and a web here when these have stopped moving to make a strong web to catch all three of them. And then this part is, my only guess, there we go, yeah, see? My only guess is because this part is actually made of multiple moving parts. It's not actually just like a single solid piece that I'm working with here. It really is being finicky right now, but it doesn't like to make webs very much. I don't know why. Also, another fun fact, you may notice that I'm actually halfway up my jump, I'm double jumping. And that lets me keep most of my speed most of the way, because if I didn't do that, I'd pretty much come to a dead stop by the time I'm hitting the top part there. So that's another instance where double jumping is useful. Once I reach the top of the tower, you'll see how double jumping is really useful, because it allows you to ascend and go very far, very easily, very quickly. There's not too many situations where being able to jump up, and then once you're at the top of your arc, you wait until you turn a little bit, and then you jump like left or right 90 degrees. There's not too many instances where that's particularly useful. State map. Change it to February 8th. That will be our final time change. Man, running this game is a real pain, by the way, because I always forget to change my date back. So whenever I try setting up a web browser, it's just like, oh, nope, sorry, you're at, like, your date and time are wrong. And change the weather, because we are climbing the top of the tower, which has a lightning rod on it. Unfortunately, lightning rods aren't particularly interesting when there's no lightning, so we had to make sure that that was going to be the case. Also, this sound, like the howling sound of the lightning charging up, actually gives me PTSD. It's mostly because there's not a whole lot in this game that's particularly punishing to the player for making even just a single mistake. And then you get to this level during the rainstorm, and it's just, it is harsh. This whole climbing stuff you're seeing right now, if I beefed it at all, I would have to do it all over again. I'd have to start all the way back at the bottom and work my way up, just like in real life. Also, the first time lightning strikes that while this entire wire is connected, it really... Oh, baby, I landed on the knuckle. I've been trying to figure out how to get that jump working for a while now, but that saves so much time of a crawl out. And we're not quite done yet, because there's a few metal prongs in here that are still connected to that wire outside, that if I touch them at the wrong time, that I don't even really have a sound cue for anymore, will downright kill me, like these little prong things over here. If I see that stuff start charging blue, yeah, that means it's about to zap. It breaks your webs, and if you happen to touch it, will just downright kill you instantly. Rest in peace, Spider. He was a good bug. And that counts as beating this area, which unlocks the ship. That's important because the ship is where we're going to be solving our final mystery. If I just left there after solving the mystery, or if I just got all the bugs without actually solving the mystery, that wouldn't... I think actually collecting enough bugs would be enough. But I know for a fact that if I solved the mystery and quit out like I would in, say, the inside of the barn or something, that it would not actually work. See how... The reason I think that the issue with the Red Hornets inside the North Mansion's mystery is because these Hornets, you may have noticed right there, I was walking past him immediately after coming into the room, and he didn't see me for quite some time. So my only guess is that if you come in too quickly, they don't load properly or something. So I know the password for this. I was supposed to go around finding little pieces for it, but it's right to the Z-looking thing, left to the Sanskrit-looking thing, right to the LY thing, left to the eyeball, and then I really wish we had Frankerface Z enabled, because it would be right to the forkies. There's a little fork right there. Also, you can make your spider dance. This game is beautiful. Friendly reminder to buy this game. Ka-ching. Yeah, the password is the same every time for these. Is that Junebug right in my way? Okay, no. Thank goodness. He was almost being a real butthead. And now you might be wondering, well, I can see why you might be solving mysteries, but what's the deal with those Roman numerals? I just unlocked the Secret Society symbol there, and that unlocks an option on the main map to link together these numbers here. So it's 6, 5, 2, 7, 5, 1. Oh, no, 7, 5. Yeah, and then 3, 1, 4. And you may notice it's making a nice little crisscross right here. What could be there? Nothing other than the well. And currently it is raining, it is nighttime, and we are on, it's February 8th, 2015, I think this was. So this is a new moon, which you may know, which is characterized by the moon not being visible. And the bird, whenever he opens his wings during a certain month, he will always like show a little connection. Hello? Why did I not make? Whatever. He'll show some kind of connection, and that's actually the code for this. Thankfully, the one that I chose is very, very simple. It's just triangles on the left sides. It's very quick, and it's very easy, and it saves me web because I'm going to need it up ahead soon. I'm almost done with the run, boyos. I hope this run was as comfy for you guys as it was for me, because I really, unironically, seriously enjoy this game. Honest. Rest in peace, the doctor, by the way. The doctor who's alluded to in plenty of levels is actually found dead there.
Did you enjoy the game more or the couch more?
Not gonna lie, sleeping is really good. No, please. Thank you. Really helps me out. Time is gonna be real soon. And you're also gonna find out why this category is called Full Life. So get ready on time, I'll tell you when. And time. Rest in peace. It was a good bug.
38:30.
38. Damn, dude, those loading times probably had a lot more time than I thought it should. Huh. Well, GG Nori. I'm sorry I didn't get world record live on stream like I promised I would. What time is it?
Also, before you go, Snow,
Yo.
$15 was donated by 62HT, who had nothing to say, unfortunately.
What a jerk. I hate that guy. I don't actually know who that is.
All right, that was a good run. Up next, we have...
Comfy run, dude. Hang on, I'll change your date and time back.
Okay, we gotta get that. We have Magnetic by Nature by Callista's coming up next. In the meantime, we're gonna play some ads and then some music while we set up. All right, see you in a bit.
You can play this music.